Hello, designers. I am your ADHD designer, and today we're on Redecor and we're going to be rating some designs. Okay, so this one is super busy, but I kind of like how the orange interacts with the gold on the wall. This one's a lot cleaner, but it's also kind of boring. I'm going to go with this one. All right, we've got the red roses, which I like. They complement that picture on the wall. This is not a good room for horizontal lines. This is, it makes it look smaller, more cramped, and it kind of takes the eyes around instead of through. You want to kind of be looking through the flowers to the art on the wall. So we're going with this one. Okay, this is super dramatic. It like drew my attention immediately. This one is less dramatic. We got vertical lines. I don't know. I don't think this is a line space. I don't know. The colors kind of clash a little bit with the lavender and the red. So for this one, I will go with that one. Well, here we go. So I like how the detail on the vase here mirrors the detail on the wall a little bit and in the art. That's really nice. So it is really complicated for a design of such a little area, but at the same time, it's not overwhelming because all of it's really fine details. This one is really cool. It's got the deep blue roses, it's got the dark blue in the painting. And I do like this little detail on the wall here. This one's hard, but gut vibes, we're going to go with this one. Okay. I like the wood. I kind of like this. It's a little plain, but I like it. I do like how it complements the image on the wall. I'm not sure about the coloring though. Like there's not a lot of contrast between the white and the pale wood and this. Like they're all steps in the same color palette, but the white's a little blue. I don't know. Over here, I like this paint splatter. I like how it reflects the roses. I do like the contrast between the roses and the painting. I don't like how the roses kind of get lost in this gray here. I like the contrast between the hutch in the back and the table. We're going to go with this one. Let's see. It's very pink, and that's very red, and it's aggravating my eyes a little bit. But so is this picture. So from a design perspective, it does kind of work, but it's also kind of offending me. And then over here, okay, so we got horizontal and vertical. We got tiles on the wall. I like the little kitchen vibes here. We got circles, kind of complement the squares. Get the red. We're going to go with this one. Oof, that's a lot. Okay, so I like the rooster just for, country kitchen vibes again. I don't like how busy the checkered table is. I do like the shiny vase. I don't like the white getting lost in this background here. And over here, I like this mirrored picture. You can't really tell from this angle, but this is one of my favorite pieces in the game is the mirrored picture. And then I got the rough edges. This blue. We still have white roses, but they kind of stand out against the blue gray here. Taking them together, they're pretty equal as far as design goes, Oof, it's hard because the only thing that really ruins this one for me is the vertical lines on the wall and the busy checkers. And the only thing that ruins this one for me is that it just looks sad. The whole vibe, all these cool colors and how the contrast is really subtle. It looks like a very sad picture, but it's also very artistic. So we're gonna go with that one. Okay, let's see. This is a very tiny corner for a mural this intricate. I kind of like the tiling better. Both of these are very dark designs. And usually in really small spaces, you don't want it to be too dark. So this one brings a lot of light with the table itself. This one, the table stays dark, so it is kind of a vibe. I don't like how this painting goes with the mural in the background. It kind of it's jarring, but not in a good way. The orange against all this green and darkness is really cool, but I think it works better over here. All right, so we've got pink on pink on pink, which I kind of like. We've got this rough material in the windowsill. Reminds me of my first apartment. And then this abstract painting goes really well with the wart, wart paper, the heart wallpaper. And I do like the design on this table. It's kind of um, like a stone. And then let's see. I like the pinks. I like all the pink. This is a really cute one. It's just very cute. And over here, we got white roses again. This is very sleek, very classy, and it matches this little hutch thing back here. Got the wood table that's a little bit lighter than the chair and the hutch, which is nice because it kind of draws attention to that spot. Got the gray vase, which is okay, and the veggies on the wall, so it's very kitchen. But I don't know. This this looks like a very wealthy little kitchen nook, and then the cute kitschiness of the veggies on the wall, I'm not really getting it. I think we're gonna go with this one. All right, here we go. So this is super busy. The wall right here, the vase, the table. It's there's so much texture. And then you got this little peaceful little scene on the wall, which also has so much texture. And over here, but we're back to tiles. I do like the little silver lines around all these tiles. I kind of like the weathered thing they got going on in the window. This picture kind of matches the scene that they're painting down here. So it's very cohesive. Got the chair matching the hutch, matching the little guy, the stone and the vase. They look like they belong together even though they don't really match. And then the white roses, which I'm not a huge fan of, but in this case, because of this painting on the wall, I think it works. All right, for round one, let me know if you agree, disagree, if you know, if I've made a terrible, terrible error in judgment. Let me know in the comments below. But here we go for round two. Let's see. Okay, so over here, I do like the purple. I like both of these pillows, even together. I like how the purple wall matches, well, not matches, but it kind of goes with the purple on the chair here. This gray is a very purpley gray, and I think the flowers match it. The thing that ruins this look for me is the drape. It's a very it's an earth tone drape where we've got all of this ethereal magic going on in the rest of the room. And then over here, we've got a really basic white drape, which is nice. We got white trim, also nice. I do like that they didn't go full white, that they've got wood down here on the tables and chairs. We've got the brown wallpaper and the brown seat and these beige pillows. I like that. This, okay, so this one, the purple one would have won for me if it weren't for the drape. This one is very basic, but it looks very clean. All of the details are very easy to spot, and they look more like decoration than not. So, it's a very clean look. So we're gonna go with that one. All right. So between these two, initially I'm drawn to this one because of all the pinks. You got the pinky brown drape, you got the pinky red pillows, and you've got this pink and every other color here. I do like the little details on the walls. The blue in the pottery here matches the blue in this shawl or whatever it is, this throw blanket thing. Then you got white on white, which is nice, and then you got the contrast with the table. Over here, this is more of a gray. You got the gray drape and the gray this. I like the blue detail on the wall here. And I do like that in the breakfast nook itself there's more of a solid color. These greenish gray pillows are cute. They don't really go with the vibe of the wallpaper in my opinion. And then the green cushion is what kills this one for me. So we're going to go over here. All right. All right, right off the bat, I'm loving this one. So let's look at the other one first. So this is these very small details in the drape right next to the very small details in the wallpaper. That's not really oh, shit. Okay, we're going to keep our fingers off of the mouse while we're doing this. So let's see. So over here, we've got, okay, we're not going to keep our fingers off the mouse because I can't gesture and, anyway. All right, so we got this rough edge here, which is interesting. I'm not sure that I like it so much with the clean stripes of the white here. I do like this drape. It's very, very fine detailing, and that goes very well with this pottery, which also has very, very fine detailing. We've got horizontal paneling here, which is okay. We've got more horizontal paneling down here of a different kind. I kind of like the contrast. Got this brown, and there's a lot of like detailing this like rough edges, fine details. So the contrast is good. It looks very cozy. I'm not sure about this brown paneling though. I would not have incorporated that into this design, I don't think. And over here, okay, so I like this. It's got very rich browns down into the breakfast nook. And then there's white, kind of, again, with the really fine detailing. Got this gold drape that kind of matches the color, or at least the vibe, of the table and chairs down here. We got gold pillows and a gold throw and the dark brown cushion. Got white pottery. This one kind of gets lost against the wall, but I think that's okay. I think I'm going to go with this one. Alrighty, let's see. So I do like all of the earth tones here. We've got the earth tones in this throw. Got the crisscross pillows, which I like a lot, and that honey brown shade goes very well with this cushion. Got got the really dark brown table. That's some super epic contrast right there, especially with the white paneling right behind it. It's really intense contrast, but it works because up here we also have some really intense contrast with the dark brown of the wall and the white trim. This mid color right here kind of ties everything together really well. And in this case, I do like the paneling on the walls. It's very cozy. And over here, we've got gray on gray with white, which is, that's a very safe color palette. Got the dark blue, matches the pillows and the throw. This brown cushion kind of came out of nowhere. I'm not liking how it's the only representative of this shade here, apart from the books. So I guess it does kind of go with the books. There is some kind of a flow there. I don't know. I think this one is pretty safe. I'm gonna go with this one because it makes me happier. So on this side, we've got this really dark drape, really dark trim, really dark bookcase. The table and the chairs are both really dark. The tiling it's a light color, but it's kind of busy with the white stripes just kind of randomly. This throw's pretty dark. The pottery is super dark. And the only light spot kind of in this area is this cushion here, which has shapes that don't match the shapes on the pillows, that don't match the shapes on the walls, that don't match the shapes on the pottery or the throw. And then there's a very bright blue floor. There is no cohesiveness in this design, even though everything's pretty much the same color. It's just very dark. Over here, we got the pink curtain. We got dark brown table and chairs. We got a teal cushion with, let's see, in these pillows, they're poppies. So it's red and it's green and there's some blue there. We got this mid color on the pottery, which kind of goes with the beige of the walls. The wall has some very, very, very fine detailing, but down here in the breakfast nook, it's very flat. There's no detailing at all, and this is another very clean look. If it were me, I would have incorporated some of this like pinky color into the cushions or into the pillows. But overall, I think this one does pretty well. Alrighty, this is very old timey. Got another spot where um, I want to call it a collage. It's not a collage. The painting on the wall doesn't really, I don't know. It's a very small space for that kind of detail. And let's see. I kind of like the material of all of this trim. It's not it's not a consistent color. It's kind of all over the place. We got the green in the pottery here. We got green and brown in the pillow. Got a brown cushion, green and brown over here, or not brown, that's red. Either way. And then a very middle of the road color on the table and chairs. This looks like a jungle cafe. That's what it kind of looks like. It's a sweet spot in the middle of the jungle where you can just go and, you know, get away from all of the animals in the jungle. And then over here, it's more of a fairy tale kind of place, I think. We got the blue with the white. I like that the white trim has a little pink in it. And then we got the blue with the blue and the white and the pink in the pillows, which matches exactly with this throw blanket. That's really cool. And then we got the white down here at the bottom and the white in the pottery. This is a very cozy, clean look that's also kind of magical. So we're going to go with this magical one, even though this is a vibe. Like the jungle cafe thing, that is a vibe. And even in a small space like this, with as busy as it is, if you hit the vibe this well, it could work. I just don't think it works for me as well as this one. Okay, here we go. We're going to start on this side since I'm already here. So we've got this like Victorian thing going on the walls. And we've got this rough edges on the trim here with the clean white up here. We've got some off-white pottery, a white table with some fine detailing. We've got middle of this wood kind of comes out of nowhere. Like there's nothing, it's not reflecting anything else in the room, even the books. Like it's just kind of standing alone. And then the floor is gray, which doesn't help its case at all. We've got some teal here, which is a darker version of what's on the walls, so that's nice. But then the jungle throw and the jungle pillow and then this white pillow, I don't know. It kind of starts to fall apart right around the breakfast nook. And over here, got the gray curtain. We got the brown, the white, the slats, or the vertical thing here. I like the gray and the pottery matching the gray of the table. That's pretty cool. We got the white of the chairs that matches the white of the walls, which is also cool. These brown pillows kind of go with the trim in the bookcase really well. And then this gray on this cushion here is kind of a mid gray. It's more brown than blue in this gray. So that kind of goes with all of that. And then there's the gray floor. And overall, I think this is a cleaner look. I don't think either one of them are better than some of the other designs that we've seen in this same room. So I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so we've got some raw brick here, which is pretty cool, but I wouldn't put it in this spot in the house. Oh my goodness. I've got to stop clicking. Okay. So there's a lot of contrast here that I like. Um, you got the dark gray and the dark gray and the dark gray, and then you've got all of these gold accents here that really reflect the bookshelf. I think that's pretty cool. The bookshelf has become the star of this show. And that continues with the white and the gray and all. It's a very cohesive design. It's all very much built around the bookshelf, which is pretty cool. And over here, we've got white on white, and the only color here is teal and a little bit in the pottery. Got brown in the floor. I don't know. It's very safe and it is cohesive. Like as a design, it is cohesive, but it's really safe. And I think I'm going to go with this one. All right, that was round 2, and I think we have time for one more round before I have to do other stuff. Oh, this is cute. Okay. So, on the one hand, we've got lots of different colors. We've got very Eastery colors and those little dots. And the wallpaper is kind of reflective, which is kind of cute. And on the other hand, we've got white on white on white on gold. And that's a really good like design, except for the fact that the wall is also white. So if the subject of this photo is the flowers, then we're losing the flowers. If the subject is the vases, then then the subject should still be the flowers. So I'm gonna go with this one. All right, here we go. So again, we've got kind of an artistic subtle vibe over here, but then we've got like happy flowers over here. And to me, we've got the yellow matching the yellow here. We've got the pinks. And even though this wall is technically pink, it doesn't take away from the deeper pinks in the flowers. And then for here, all of these flowers are brown. And I like it's not an actual photo or anything. And that could be some kind of artistic thing in certain situations. But for me, I'm pretty sure that person ran out of in game money and it kind of shows. So we're going to go with the Easter one. Okay, this is getting a little bit harder because the really rich red sunset vibes over here versus the springtime morning colorful vibes over here. These are both really good, but if I were choosing a picture for like, I don't know, perfume or vases or flowers or something, if this was an advertisement I was in charge of, I'd be going with that one. Interesting. All right. So this is really cute. These vases look like little men with their bow ties with this pottery choice. And the orange kind of does get lost in the shade of the wall, but I get what they're going for here. We got the pink and white, we got the white, we got the paneling in the back does kind of detract from the flowers a little bit. I do like this very delicate pottery that they have here, but I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So I'm not really seeing it for this one. The dark blues and the very basic shades on the pottery, and then the delicate wallpaper behind it with the pink in the middle. It just nothing is vibing with anything else in this picture. Then over here, I'm definitely getting the vibe. This is very, you know, your grandma's kitchen kind of vibe. I do like the very subtle colors on the flowers, the pinks and the yellows, and I like the how they framed it kind of with the dark colors here. And then, I'm down with shiny. I like the shiny. This is a very good picture. Okay, let's see. I'm liking the purple over here. It kind of breaks it up. This one is a very well thought out photo, but it doesn't grab me in the same way. And this one is almost overwhelmed by the wallpaper in the back. It's very, very close. But I think with the purple and the different kinds of vases that they have going on down here, I think it works. I don't know. This one is really hard because personally I like this picture better, but also this one is very standardized. It's very clean. But I'm going to follow my heart and we're going to go with purple. Okay. Um all right. So over here, this is a very sophisticated picture up until about right here. Like the top half of this picture is very nice. It's very sweet. It's very sophisticated. The bottom half of this picture is Crayola. It doesn't work. And then over here, I do like that the daisies are white. That's very nice because it gives you a focal point. And then you got the yellow and the dark blue in the flowers on either side, which does still stand out from the blue of the wall. The vases almost get lost, but if you're focusing on the flowers, that's not a bad thing. So we're going to go with the yellow and blue. And this one. Okay. This one's a little bit difficult for me because this, with all of the white, it's very clean. and the flower colors are very subtle, and the bows are the strongest color in this entire picture. But that means that that's kind of where your attention goes. So it's a little confusing. And then over here, these I love these pastel baby colors, especially against the deeper pastel of the wall and the darkness of the trim. I think the pastel colors in the flowers themselves go really well with the whole vibe. This is very Easter. So we're going to go with that one. And our final photo of this entire video is this one. Got lots of different shades of purple in the flowers. I think that's pretty cute. Lots of different shades of white in the background and the vases and the bows and everything. Also pretty cute. Over here, we got lots of different colors in the flowers. I do like the pattern of the vases. This greenish gray on the wall really goes well with the whole vibe of the situation. And oh gosh, this one is really hard because this one is more fun to look at, and this one is really well put together. And we're going to go with fun to look at. Alrighty. I have earned my little monies. And, like, obviously, when you're voting yourself, you don't have to take that long. I do most of that in 30 seconds when it's just me talking inside my own head. But that was that. Come back for more reviews later, I guess. And, like and subscribe if you're into this kind of thing.